Pilates class. My name is Kayla Brugger. We are going to be doing a low chair workout today. This is going to be a prenatal friendly Pilates class. I am expecting 24 weeks along, so the bump is definitely getting in the way. So we will be avoiding big scissor splitting of the legs, prone position, and deep abdominal flexion. But needless to say, if you're not expecting, this will still be a challenging workout for you. So I encourage you to play along with me, even if you're not pregnant. Today, you're gonna need your low chair setup, starting with medium spring tension. So I have a peak chair here, one top setting and one low setting on the back side for me. You're gonna need a light set of hand weights. So I've got 3 pounds here, which is what I would recommend, but nothing heavier than a 5. And then I've also got my moon box. So if you don't have a moon box, a yoga block or a pillow will do just fine. And you may or may not even need the moon box. So let's go ahead and get started with our footwork. You're gonna take a seat comfortably in the center of your chair. I want you to bring your feet up onto the pedal. Now, depending on how big the belly is, that's going to determine on how far your feet are going to need to separate. Okay? If you are able to pull your legs all the way together and the belly's not quite in the way yet, go ahead and find that parallel stance, focusing on your center line connection. If you need a little bit more room for the belly, those feet are going to start hip width distance apart. I want you right up on your sits bones. Think shoulders stacked over hips as if there's an imaginary wall behind you. Focusing on that posture. I want eyes up, chin up, chest up, so we're not looking down. Keep the neck nice and long. Go ahead and push through your toes and raise your heels up here. Now I want you to start with the pedal up as high as you can. And let's go ahead and just start with 3 big breaths here. So take a big breath in and out. Now as you're exhaling out, start to think about pulling your belly button up and away from those thighs and bringing your navel to your nose. Inhale, stack a little taller. And exhale, focus on that abdominal contraction, making as much space as possible between your ribs and your hips. Inhale and exhale. Now let's begin to press. As you press, we're gonna add a hammer curl to this for a little upper body strength. So make sure those shoulders are set back. Exhale as you press and inhale to resist. Exhale on that press. Inhale to resist. Oh my goodness, I've got a squeaky chair, so hopefully you can hear me through that. I guess I need to oil and grease it up a little bit. Exhale and inhale. Staying nice and tall, really working into that deep hip flexion at the top, trying to pull that pedal up as high as you can. We are here for 4 and 3, 2, squeeze that booty. Last one, I want you to hold those arms in place. I'll go ahead and adjust your feet at the bottom. Again, feet are together if you can. If you need space for the belly, feet stay hip width distance apart. Go ahead and bring the pedal up on your inhale and add a shoulder press here. As you exhale, push the pedal down and the arms overhead. Inhale, return, elbows and knees towards each other. Exhale, press away. Support that extra weight overhead from your powerhouse. Remember, your body is not a machine. Machines do the work for you. You want to work your body and resist those weights down against gravity, working in both directions. Your powerhouse, your core moves you. It's your fuel in this workout. Here for 4. Beautiful job. 3. Exhale, push and press. 2. Exhale, push and press. Hold it there. Go ahead and draw those weights now together overhead. And I want you to move your heels onto the pedal now. Give me a little flex of those feet. I'm going to bend your knees and bend your elbows, adding a little tricep here. Exhale, push and press. Inhale, bend. Exhale, push and press. Inhale, bend. Exhale, push and press. Chin up, eyes up. Keep those elbows and those biceps straight up by your ears. You're gonna feel a little back work here with this posture. Positioning up nice and tall as if you're up against that imaginary wall. We've got 4. And exhale away, here's 3. Exhale away in 2. Exhale away, last one. Now hold it, and then move back to your toes. And then I want you to shimmy forward a little bit on your sits bones so they're right at the edge of the chair. Heels are gonna come high. I want you to open your arms to a T. Softly bend those elbows here. Okay, we're gonna go into a little tendon stretch, a little ankle mobility. And I don't want the pedal to move here. Set those shoulders back so you're holding those weights out from your back, not just from your shoulders. You're gonna feel a lot of biceps here as well. You're gonna turn your palms down and drop your heels down. Feel that stretch through the tops of the ankles. Now lift the heels, lift the hands. Exhale as you lower. Inhale, lift, feeling the pinky fingers really lift on that inhale, coming into external shoulder rotation. Lower and lift. Now your quads are having to fire a lot here as well, not letting that pedal move. Oh my goodness, those weights are getting heavy. We are here for 5. Pull the tummy up and in, 4. And 3, 2, last one, and hold the heels lifted, and go ahead and lower the arms down, and let's go ahead and keep those arms down at your sides. The pedal is gonna stay where it is right now, and let's go ahead and just shimmy back a little bit here. Now we're gonna go into some single leg pumping and some single leg lifting. So I want you to start by extending your right leg out as long as you can and lift it as high as you can. Now, if you've got the bump, you might not be able to lift that leg out as high as you can. Now feel your quad and give me a little external rotation so your inner thigh can recruit as well. I want you to pump that left side. 5 and 4. Draw the abs in. Set those shoulders back. 3 and 2. One more. You're gonna press the pedal all the way back down and hold it. Now lower that right leg, tap it down, exhale, lift. Tap it down, exhale, lift. Now don't let the pedal move, so really push down with that left leg as you lift up, feeling that energy in opposition, down to kick up. 2 more, down to kick up, woo, down to kick up, and bend that right knee and set the foot back on the pedal. Wowzers, holy buckets, I really felt that in the quad. Nice and tall here. Remember, try to avoid leaning back on those lifts. Use your quad, use your core. Now when you're ready, that left leg is going to extend, slight external rotation, belly pulls in. You pump the pedal 5 times. Exhale as you lift, inhale as you press. Exhale, pull the belly in, inhale to lower. Little bit different breathing than what we did earlier in our footwork. We've got 2 more, exhale. I want you to feel that lift because that's what we're gonna do on the lift in the single leg lifts. Hold it down. Now inhale, lower, and exhale, lift. Keep that downward pressure underneath that right toe. Exhale, lift. Those springs are gonna wanna pop up on you, so you're gonna feel that stability on both sides. Here's 2. And last one, exhale, lift that left leg, bend the knee, place the toes back on the pedal. Now shimmy forward again here. And your heels are lifted. Okay, now the pedal is not going to move. You're gonna lower your heels down, just a little bit more gentle tendon stretch here. And inhale, lift the heels up. Exhale to lower, inhale to lift. Exhale to lower, inhale to lift. One more, and lift. Now go ahead and lift the pedal up, slip one foot off, bring it all the way up until it closes, and then carefully step off to the side. Now go ahead and set your weights down here. We're gonna make a little spring adjustment now. So I want you on a 1 spring. So I'm gonna go to 1 middle spring and completely remove the other one. A lot of times when the belly expands, we get a lot of rib pain, or we feel things just really tight and restricted in our tummy. So we're gonna work on lengthening through the sides of our body and creating some space there here. So this is gonna be a nice modified swan position with a little extra added child's pose, stretching to it. So you're gonna come to kneeling position. Knees are gonna be as wide as you need to make space for your belly. We're gonna inhale those arms up overhead, biceps by your ears. On your exhale, you're gonna send your hips back, reach those arms out for the pedal, bring them over, and go ahead and begin to drop your head and chest down without moving the pedal here. Spreading those knees as wide as you need to, and just really enjoying that stretch through the shoulders and feeling the length through the side of the body. Now let's find a modified swan here. So you're gonna start to inhale, lift your chest up, and gently press the pedal down, opening up the front line of the body as you find a little bit of strength in the back line of the body. And then exhale, go ahead and close the pedal, and then let the head melt down and enjoy that child's pose stretch. Inhaling to lift, and exhaling to lower the chest and return the pedal up. Woo, that feels so good. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, 3 more. Modified swans here. Really feel that downward pressure on the pedal into the upper back and lower, really working that thoracic extension. We get so tight across the upper back and shoulders. Inhale, with all that extra weight pulling everything forward. And exhale. Beautiful. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Well, from here, you can stay into this hold, but if you want a little extra through the sides of the body, you're going to move with me. Just gently lift your head up, lift your chest up without moving the pedal. Look for your hands, and I want you to move your left hand over towards your right hand as much as you can. You may stack it on top of one another. If that's not accessible for you, put both hands next to each other. Then go ahead and, without moving the pedal, let the head release down, and then actively pull your left hip slightly back so you feel a little more stretching down the left side of the body. As your hip pulls back, that left pinky finger is reaching a little more forward. One more breath in and out. Next inhale, start to lift up and position your left hand on the left side of the pedal, and the right hand will follow. And then exhale, surrender down. And again, final 3 breaths here. Feel the right side pulling away and the right pinky finger stretching up and over. One more breath in and out. Inhale, lift, move both hands back to center and rise all the way up here. And begin to walk a little more forward. And we're gonna quarter turn to your left. So your right hand's gonna stay on the center of the pedal. Knees are hip width and shoulder width, coming into kneeling mermaid. Left arm's gonna reach up, bicep in line with your ear. I want you to zip up your midline, really press through the crown of the head. You're gonna feel like you're pulling the pedal towards you. Think of less pulling in versus pressing down here. Squeeze your booty, lift your belly. Give me a breath in to come up and over. As you push down, I want you to lift out of that left side. And then exhale, slowly returning back up. So you got a little bit of strength here, feeling that right lat engage on your inhale as you feel that resistance of the pedal pressing down, but also a little bit of oblique work. And go ahead and return it up nice and slow. Now those springs are gonna wanna snap back at you. Control it in both directions. Inhale and exhale. That side stretch feels really good to, again, create more space between the rib cage and the hips as things are getting more and more compressed in there. And returning back to the top on the exhale, resist that tension. One more time. Big breath in, up and over. And exhale, returning up nice and tall here. Great job. Now go ahead and walk your knees around to the other side. Now arms reach away with the left arm on the center of the pedal. The right arm's gonna come on up. Draw into center line, so you're gonna squeeze your glutes, lift your tummy on your next inhale, reach over. Gently adding that resistance and that press down to the pedal. And exhale, resisting the springs as you come up. Really feeling the energy into the left side of the body. And exhale, returning up nice and slow. 3 more, inhale. And exhale, bringing the belly button to the nose. You're there, 2 more. A little bit of stretch and a little bit of strength as you resist those springs. A beautiful balance of Pilates. That's why it feels so good in our bodies. Coming up nice and tall here, and go ahead and take both hands down. Beautiful job. All right. Now, here's where we're gonna need that moon box. So, you're gonna position your moon box about a leg's length away from your chair. Now, if you don't need the moon box, just push it off to the side or your yoga block, whatever you're using. You're gonna take a seat on that box, and I need to pull it in a little bit closer. You know you're in the right position when the inner arches of your feet kind of pressing into the side legs of your chair here. We wanna be able to sit up nice and tall as if there's that imaginary wall, again, behind our back. This is spine stretch forward, so belly's going to zip, shoulders stay stacked over those hips. Inhale, the arms come up nice and tall, biceps by your ears. Now on your exhale, you're gonna round the spine forward, pull the belly, hug baby in there, and then take a breath in when those hands come to the pedal. And then use your next exhale to pull the pedal back, curl your heel under, feel your lower tummy muscles lift, and press the pedal down. And then slowly resisting up while you return up with a stacked spine, eyes forward. Should feel a little bit of a hamstring stretch there. Exhale, find your C curve as you lift the belly up and in, giving baby a hug. You're gonna feel some core work here as you press the pedal down, and then inhale to come up. This is some nice seated abdominal flexion. It's really hard for us to work the rectus abdominis as we start to pop and the belly begins to grow. That muscle just doesn't work like it's supposed to work. Now, as you get further along in your pregnancy, so we have to get a little bit more creative with our core work, really working on more into that transverse abdominis, and when we're in neutral spine. But here's an opportunity to work in a little bit of that flexion and working a little bit of movement into the pelvis, tucking the tail under, lifting the pubic bone to the belly button. A little bit of strength in the core and a little bit of stretch in that lower back. Now, if you can, focus on squeezing your glutes as well here as you're coming up and over it. So I really kind of feel my buns perching up on this box, which feels really nice to get that glute strength with it as well. And we're here for 3. Arms are staying long and strong, so the pedal isn't being pressed from my shoulders. I'm really feeling the press and resistance in both directions come from the core. Last one, exhale, coming forward and down. Inhale, returning back up. Good. Now let's just add a little rotation here as long as we're in the seated position. A big breath in. Start to rotate to your left and then just reach into saw position, stretching towards the left foot, going as far as you're able to with just that slight rotation here. Twisting and rotating becomes very minimal, but it's still really good to work our spine in this position as much as we can. Pay attention to the backhand as well. As you drop that hand and flip the palm up a little bit, you get a nice release through the shoulder and a little tricep activation by keeping that back arm nice and active. One more time each side. So you just got 3 rotations there. Exhale to come forward. Inhale to come up nice and tall, and go ahead and release those arms down. Great job. All right, we're gonna set that moon box off to the side. Adding in a little bit of balance and single leg work here. So super important as we get into labor and delivery to have a really strong glute and endurance into the back line of our body. You might find yourself laboring in a squatting position or all fours. Our glutes are responsible to help us push, and we need a lot of mobility and strength in our legs to just help support that extra weight that we're carrying throughout our pregnancy. So we're gonna kind of focus on the back side of the leg here a little bit. I want you to stand facing your chair, hip width distance apart here. Inhale, those arms are gonna come up overhead, and exhale. Let's go ahead and bow down until those hands can come onto the pedal. If that is too low for you, go ahead and take your hands to the top of the chair. So you've got some options there. The hands on the pedal is gonna bring a little bit of instability into it as well. So they're gonna be a little extra balance challenge. Now I want you to glide your right or left foot rather into center. So you're kind of making a triangle with your hands and your left foot there. Now focus on keeping your hips square. So avoid shifting your body weight to the left. And you're gonna send your right leg back, okay? Now we wanna be careful here. The extra weight of the belly naturally wants to arch our back. So we really wanna feel that transverse abdominal connection, squaring the right hip. It's helpful to flex the back foot and bring energy right into the crease of the seat. Now you're also gonna feel a ton of energy in your standing leg. Now go ahead and just tap that right foot back down and exhale, pull the abs up and pull that right leg back up. Inhale to lower and exhale to lift. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift, stabilizing everywhere else. It's only that right leg moving. Exhaling on the lift, focus on the energy in the back of the leg, squeezing at the crease of the seat. Now you're only lifting as high as you can without arching or dropping into the back. Hold that neutral spine for me. Here's 4 and 3. Exhale, lifting 2. Now exhale, lifting, can we hold it on 1 and make small little circles? 5 each direction. 4, keep it square. 3, 2, and 1. Pull the tummy back in and reset to reverse. 5, 4, 3, slow and steady. 2, and 1. Woo! Set that right foot down. Go ahead and reach down for your toes here. Feet will need to separate again to create space for the belly. Just enjoy that little stretch. You might have felt more work in your standing leg than you did actually in the lifting leg, which is totally normal for how much that leg was balancing and holding you stable and steady. Go ahead and slowly roll back up to stand. Okay. Resetting at the top before we go to the other side. Inhale, big arm sweep up. Exhale, we're gonna round the spine down, bringing the hands on top of the chair or to the pedal. Now it's the right leg that's gonna pull into center, so you're making that triangle stance for a little more stability. Pull the tummy up, spine is long, neck is long. Exhale as you lift that left leg up, staying square, and tap the toes down. Now if you're on the pedal, you might notice one side might have felt a little bit more balanced than the other. If the pedal starts to move a little bit, that might be your more unstable side. So definitely feeling that for me. I'm noticing the pedal wanting to shift and move a lot more on this side. I definitely feel more stronger and stable balancing on my left side. So no surprise for me there. I just have to work a little bit harder on keeping the belly lifted, that slight bend in the right knee. So making sure the muscles are working and that I'm not locking out into the joint. Hold this last one back there and make those 5 circles in each direction, keeping the hips square. Here's 3. Pull the belly button up to the sky. 2 and 1, and reversing. 5, they're like the size of a tennis ball. 4, make them really small. 3, try not to bend your knee. 2, and last one, lower the left leg down, stepping hip width distance apart. Go ahead and release into a forward stretch there, reaching down for your toes. Ooh, slowly begin to roll your spine up, stacking nice and tall. Beautiful. Moving into a little bit more upper body strength. So I'm going to have you walk around to the back side of your chair here. Push-ups and planking gets really tough when we start to get into 2nd, 3rd trimester. So there's always ways that we can still work the upper body, working into plank by raising up the floor essentially. So The chair, the lifted part of the chair is just bringing the floor a little closer to us so we can still do those positions. So I'm gonna have you position your hands right on the center of the chair. You're gonna step your feet back. I want you to be hip width and parallel so you have more stability in the hips, keeping space for baby. Okay. Now, position your shoulders right over those wrists. So if you need to walk your toes forward or walk them back to make that adjustment here. Okay. We don't want the booty sticking out, so I want you to give me a little tuck of the tail and hug baby in here so that belly isn't dropping out. That's gonna put a lot of stress on the lower back. So zip up, nice and strong here. Okay. We are gonna go into 10 push-ups. Protect the shoulders by drawing those elbows towards your rib. And I want you to keep your form locked and loaded here so we don't lose that connection to the core or dump into the lower back. So you're only gonna bend those elbows as far as you can without losing your proper plank form. Exhale. Bring it down and exhale. Push away. Inhaling to lower, exhale, push away. Now your neck is long, you're strong as steel from head to heel. Last 4, exhale. And 3, keep that booty tucked and tight. 2, exhale. And last 1, exhale, press up. And now away into a downward dog stretch as you send the hips back. Keep a soft bend in your knee and then just gently bow the head down to get a little stretch out of those shoulders. Now we are gonna combine this down dog stretch and push up together. So go ahead and rise back up on those toes, pull your shoulders back over your wrists, and let's combine push up and down dog together for a set of 10. Bend those elbows, exhale, press away and back. Inhale, come forward. This will move a little quicker. Exhale, press away and stretch it back. Inhale, pulling forward and down. Exhale, press away and back. Inhale, pull it forward. Bend those elbows. Exhale, press away and back. Inhale and exhale. Now, if you're starting to get fatigued, you can always take out the push-up and go from plank to down dog. That's a beautiful modification. We have got 4 more wherever you're at. Exhale, press it up and back. Inhale, exhale, up and away. 2. Really feeling those triceps firing. And exhale, meet me back in that down dog stretch and hold. 3, 2, 1 more. Inhale, rising back up into the high plank here. We're gonna move into some alternating side planks. So go ahead and position your left hand to the middle of the chair. Pivot your heels off to the left. Inhale, your right arm's gonna come up. Feet are staggered. If you want more of a challenge, you can stack your feet up here. I'm gonna stay in that slight staggered position, feel a lot more stable, and I'm able to really feel the lift out of my bottom oblique here. Nice and long, arms at a T. Take a breath in as we open, and then exhale, we're gonna tuck under. Inhale to open. Exhale, tuck under. Inhale to open. We've got 8 more. Try not to drop that bottom hip. 7. And open. Beautiful. This is 6. And 5. 4. Mostly feeling this in that bottom side. 3. Pushing the chair away. Try not to let those hips drop. 2. And last one, big breath in to open back up. I'm gonna pivot back around to that high plank position. Just take a moment to pause there and then start to bring the right hand to the center of the chair, pivot heels to your right side. Inhale, the left arm is open. Feel like you're rainbowing the top side of your body as you lift your bottom side. Exhale, tuck under, little rotation. Inhale to open. Exhale, tuck under. Inhale to open. Now be mindful that your hips are not twisting here. I should have mentioned that on the first side. Those hips are staying stacked, so you're feeling the bottom oblique stay lifted the entire time versus twisting. We've got 5 and 4. Great job. Keep it moving. 3, 2, and last one. Inhale to open. Exhale back to center in your high plank position. Take a breath in and meet me back in that downward dog. We're going to do a little combo of all of those movements now. Take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, pulling forward. We've got push up to down dog, to side plank, and a reset. We're gonna do 3 rounds. Elbows bend, exhale, press up and away. Inhale to come forward, position left hand to center, open to side plank, exhale, tuck under. Inhale, open back up, exhale, pivot back to high plank. Inhale, open side plank left, exhale, tuck under. Inhale to open, exhale back to high plank and downward dog. Inhale, pull forward, exhale, take that push up and press away, back downward dog again. Inhale, pull it forward, position left hand to center, pivot heels, open it up. Exhale, thread the top arm under and open. Exhale, return it back to center. Changing sides, push down through the right, inhale the left. Exhale, tuck under. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hold your high plank. Take a breath in. Find that push up. Exhale, press up and back into your down dog. Inhale, pull it forward. Position left hand to center. Open side plank. Exhale, thread the top arm under for that rotation. Inhale, open. Exhale, back through high plank. Pivot to the left. Inhale, open. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale to lift. Exhale, back to center. And downward dog. Stretch and release there. That soft bend in the elbows and knees. Holding. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, and then just let those arms drape down the back edge of the chair, reaching for your toes, and then slowly stack your spine all the way back up to the sky. Ooh, great job. We have got one more strength sequence here, and then we are gonna move into our cool down exercises. So I am gonna have you begin. Also, still mentioning that we're on a light spring. We haven't changed our spring, so I'm still on that one medium spring. So we haven't changed it since we adjusted. So we're still just staying really light here, okay? So you're gonna start on your left hip, and I want you to find your hip position right in the middle of the chair. Let's go ahead and lean over the pedal, positioning the left hand into the center of the pedal. Go ahead and press that pedal all the way down. This is gonna help you get into that side angled position. I want you to split your legs slightly, as much as you're able to handle here. I prefer top leg going back and bottom leg going forward, but you might prefer the opposite. So find what works best for you. I want you to stay long and lifted. So we did a nice oblique warm up in that plank series, and we're really gonna hit those obliques hard here in this next series. I want you to externally rotate your top shoulder by bringing your palm up. We've got a nice stretch here, so give me an inhale to reach that top arm overhead, and as you do that, lift those bottom ribs so you feel that nice rainbow reach. And then exhale, you're gonna come up and take that external shoulder rotation. Really try to lift your pinky finger for me. Inhale, side stretch, and exhale, starting to prepare that top oblique for some energy to lift the pedal in 3. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lift and squeeze to that top oblique. 2. And one more. Exhale. Now inhale, take that final reach over. Exhale, take your palm up towards the ceiling and then press into the front edge of the pedal and pull the pedal up. Now make sure that top hip doesn't rock back. I only want you to lift the pedal as high as you can while keeping that top hip stacked. Inhale, lower, halfway down, not all the way to the bottom here. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. 3 more. Exhale in that lift. Oh my goodness, that top oblique is firing. 2. You've got this. All the way up on 1. Bend your knees. Swing your left leg off the edge of the chair here and stretch your right leg nice and long so you're up tall. Coming into the side stretch to open up now. Inhale, press the pedal down, open up that oblique, and exhale to lift back to a T, palms up. Inhale, reach over, press the pedal down. Feel that whole right side body elongate. Oh, that feels good after that oblique work there. 1 more time. Inhale, big reach over. Exhale, pulling up here. And now slide your right hand down your right leg and just give that left side a little love as well. Up nice and tall on the inhale, arms to a T, and then exhale, go ahead and take those hands down, and we are gonna maneuver to the other side. My back's gonna be turned to you, so go ahead and really listen to my cues strongly. Same exact setup, so that's how we did that other side first. So while your right hand's on the pedal, your hips are right in the center of the chair. Find that split position here. We start with that side stretch. Again, I've got my legs staggered. If you prefer your legs stacked, that's a great option, okay? Your left arm is up in that external rotation, eyes forward, not down. Inhale, reach over and feel the lift from the underbody. And then exhale, feel that side squeeze in that top oblique. Preparing for when we lift that pedal in 4. Inhale, reach over. Exhale, squeeze. There's 3. Inhale to reach. Exhale, 2. Inhale to reach. Exhale, last 1. And we take it for a lift. Here's 5. Halfway down. Exhale, up 4. Halfway down. Exhale, up 3. Halfway down. Exhale, up 2. That energy stays lifted. That top hip stays stacked. We come all the way up until the pedal closes. Swing your right leg off to the edge. Pull your seat to the middle of the mat and keep that left leg nice and long. Palms up, open to that strong T. Now inhale, reach over. Left hand reaches, right arm presses. You keep your left foot on the floor so you feel that length in that left side where we were just working. And then come on up on the exhale, arms back to a T. 2 more. Inhale, reach and press. Exhale, lift and open. Inhale, reach and press. And exhale, lift and open. Now take the left hand on the left leg and reach that right arm over just to give that right side a little love as well. Exhale, return back to a T and relax those arms down. Great job. All right, final stretch here in our cool down is a pigeon position. A really nice hip opener. Oh, if this is too intense for you, I'm going to show you how you can adjust the body and avoid using the pedal just to hold up a propped up supported stretch. So I'm going to have us start with our left knee up towards the front edge of the chair. You're facing your pedal. We want to try to keep the hips nice and squared here. So if your left hip has like a ton of space between your seat and the chair because your hips are so tight, what you can do is kind of shove your moon box or your yoga block or a pillow underneath that hip for a little extra cushion to help take some of that pressure off of it. If you're okay here and this feels all right and you need a little bit more, go ahead and bring those hands now down to the pedal. Now you might stay right here, but again, if you need more, we might add some movement with this and it'll look like this. Exhale, pressing the pedal down, bowing the head to the pedal, and then inhale, coming up for that nice little modified extension into swan. Exhale, bow down, and inhale to lift. Now, this bow down also might be hindered by your belly. So just be mindful of that. Inhale to lift, that you might not have as much range of motion because the belly might be in the way. And lift. One more time here. Exhale to lower if you're adding movement, or you might just be holding. And inhale to lift. Take your hands back to the chair. Release that left leg. Give me a little down dog stretch, bringing some blood flow back into that left side. It might feel a little tingly. And let's repeat that on the right side. So coming through, square those hips. As our sides differ, we always have one that's a little tighter than the other. So just be mindful, be kind. If you need to prop one side up, but you didn't have to prop the other side up, it's okay. Our bodies are changing and shifting, and just be so appreciative of the movement that you're able to do here. Now, if you need more, those hands can inch down to the pedal, chest up, inhale, and then exhale, we press. Inhale to lift, and exhale to press. Inhale to lift. 3 more if you're adding movement. 2. Really roll those shoulders into your back. Puff your chest as you're coming up. 1 more time, and we lift. Hands come to the top of the chair. Release the cross of that right leg. Meet me back in that down dog 1 more time. And then just let those arms glide to the back edge of the chair. Feet are hip width distance. Hands can reach down towards your toes. And then slowly stacking up your spine, rolling 1 vertebra at a time. Give yourselves a hand, you guys. Great work today. Thank you for joining me on the chair. I hope to see you next time.